Khristina from Redefine Creative, and this week we are scraplifting Katty Miranda, and she used to be on the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team. And so I pulled out one of her older layouts, and this is a soccer layout. And so I'm going to kind of take the same design ideas, but turn it into a baseball layout. And so something kind of cool for this layout, the pattern papers I'm using, so the black and white diagonal stripe and then the red, are both from the Say Cheese 2 collection from Simple Stories. So that is a collection that you can definitely use even if you don't have, Disney fans or Disney pictures. It's still something that you can absolutely use. And so I really liked the design of her page where she has all of this mixed media. And I wanted to make it kind of messy looking because these are, outside baseball pictures that I'm going to be using. And so I chose to use some Shimmerz products. So I used Textures Marooned Over Miami. So that's kind of that reddish maroon color. And then I also grabbed Licorice Stick in the Dazzlers. And then I had just from Art, I think it's Art Company, something I picked up a Tuesday morning is that like grayish silver color. And then when I was doing my splatters, I'm using the colorings in Night Moves. And I have all those listed down below if you want to take a look at any of those if you're looking for Shimmerz products. And I have my coupon code down there for the Spiegel Mom Scrap store as well. And so then I'm grabbing a bunch of my scraps, and these are leftover from the Cocoa Vanilla You Rock collection, and I've been using that quite a bit lately. And so I took my square punch and I cut some squares out of the star pattern, and then I also cut some stars out of the gray that has kind of the circle dot pattern. And so I backed a couple of the gray ones with the black and white kind of chalk stars, and then I also backed a couple with the red. So I'm just kind of layering up how my different squares are going to look. Some of them have 2 layers, some of them have 1. And this is the exact same thing or the same idea that Katty had in her layout. And so I've printed a bunch of photos of my son, and these are my older son playing catcher. And that's very much the position that he prefers. So I just went in the Project Life app and printed 6 photos on one 4x6 paper. And so that made them all about 2x2 size. And then I did put a white cardstock backing on them. And then I'm going to go ahead and scatter those and my blocks kind of throughout my mixed media element. So I know that I kind of want them to flow down the page on a little bit of a diagonal. And so I'm just layering all of those different blocks of cardstock and kind of moving my photos around so that I have everything kind of staggered. Nothing is directly lined up. I wanted everything to kind of be at different heights and different places on the layout. And then I do want it to kind of flow a little bit, at least in a diagonal pattern. And so that's the part right now that you're watching. And then I'm going to take these puffy sticker baseballs, and I want to go ahead and have a few of those kind of tucked into some of the layers on my layout. So I am going to end up using 4 different ones, kind of in different little places here. These blocks do move around a little bit as I start gluing things down. That one on the top ends up going up instead of being there, and the photo comes down a little, just because I wanted to make sure that I had all my different heights and layers and levels and everything. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick those baseballs. A couple of them are on top, and then a couple of them are behind. And when I go to put them behind my layers, I just cut them out so it looks like they're tucked underneath, but really they aren't. So I cut a little piece away. And I do that so that it doesn't make the edges of my layers of paper stand up funny. It just makes it so that they fit exactly together rather than being tucked underneath. And then I grabbed these Me and My Big Idea chipboard. They have like a chalk writing finish on them. And so I have one that says play, one that says all you, and then a few different stars. And I'm going to stagger those around my layout within all of my layers and everything as well. And that's something else that Katty did in her layout. So I'm staying pretty true to the layout that I'm scraplifting. I changed the border detail a little bit. So I just have the black and white stripe and the red showing on 2 sides instead of 4. And I have it a little bit wonky. And then I changed up, of course, the color combinations that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and work on my title. I pulled these Studio Calico red puffy sticker letters to say baseball. And then I pulled these Amy Tan, and these are kind of gray distressed letters, but they are transparent, so you can see the background through them. And that's going to say Fanatic. So in Katty's layout, hers was called Soccer Fanatic, so I'm going to go with Baseball Fanatic for mine. And I'm going to try it out, kind of test drive down here in the bottom right, and then I'm also going to try it out clustered more up towards the top. And I decided that I like it down in the bottom because that's a little bit different look than what I usually do with my titles. And so in an effort to be a little bit different, I go ahead and put it down there, and I really like how that looks. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my Spiegel Mom Scrap sequins. I am pulling out the black tie event, which if you watch my videos, you know is my favorite right now because it's just black and white. So I grab those, and then I'm also going to grab Honor Guard, which is a really good patriotic one. It has bright blue stars, and then red and blue, and then little tiny silver stars. But I specifically pulled out the red ones from that one. And I'm just going to kind of make 3 little areas surrounding my title. And then I'm also going to create a little cluster of sequins that's going to go up by that play chipboard piece. And that's where my second kind of grouping of sequins is going to go. And that just kind of ties everything together and helps with the flow of the layout. Just because there is, you know, a lot of mixed media and a lot of things going on in this layout. And so that is basically going to do it. So I had a really great time working with Katty's layout this week. She is super talented and has an amazing set of work as well. So definitely check out what the rest of the design team is doing with her work this week. And I will see you again soon. Bye!